This is Team 2 of my season previews for 2018-19. Thumbs up if you enjoy. Request which team you want to see previewed down below. Is the Knicks' young core set, and are they finally done rebuilding? Since 2013-14, they have a combined record of 146 wins, 253 losses, and are on their fourth different coach since then, with the David Fizdale hiring this offseason. I'll give two bold predictions for the Knicks in 2019, discuss the Jimmy Butler rumors, and debate if the Knicks are a playoff team in 2019.
Kina, crossover move. Oh, and a fake from Nnitilikina.
We are becoming the strongest hoops community on YouTube with these answers. Love reading all of them. Shout out goes to Josh. He said Will Barton, Tyus Jones, and Austin Rivers. Rivers gets a ton of hate, but he's actually very solid. Jones definitely proved he belonged as a backup guard. And Barton I've always enjoyed watching score the ball. All three could have made the list last vid. As always, for a shout out, stay tuned for today's question. Leave your take. I pick my favorite answer. Let's get into the Knicks' young core. Knicks owner James Dolan hasn't done this organization many favors in his tenure. Don't ask Stephen A. how he feels about that man. Knicks fans have protested his firing. But even though his former president of basketball operations, Phil Jackson, was mostly a disaster and deserved to be fired, he did draft Porzingis, and right before his firing, he drafted a guard who a ton of Knicks fans are excited about in Frank Nnitilikina, who struggled with his percentages in year one, but just turned 20 years old a week ago, has more than an ideal frame for a point guard with a 7'1" wingspan, and I saw flashes of what he could become. Kristaps has shown to be a star. Frank must show this upcoming season that he has what it takes to at least be the starter of this team for the future, because defensively, with his length, that's where his real value and potential is displayed. But owner James Dolan may have made his best move last offseason by trading a second-round pick to the Kings to receive the assistant GM of Sacramento and making him their new GM, Scott Perry. Scott had the reputation of one of the best up-and-coming executives in the NBA, and so far he's lived up to that and made the right choices with what he was given. Most notably, he drafts Kevin Knox, who showed everyone in Summer League that he's got a ton of upside offensively. So that gives the Knicks three young guys to build around with a cast of solid veterans. And right before my two bold predictions and Jimmy Butler talk, let me quickly mention the vets that are crucial to the success of this team. Tim Hardaway shows flashes of being an offensive nightmare for the opposing defense. Consistency is key with him. I think he has another productive scoring year, averaging around 20 a game. Trey Burke and Courtney Lee provide an impressive bench tandem. Burke proved he belonged in the NBA last year. He may even start. Lee has been a three-point marksman for what seems to be 15 years in the league. Mario Hezonja is hoping to become like Courtney Lee. Already his fourth season, the time is now for him to break out. One veteran big man on their team is valuable in Enes Kanter. The other is an absolute nightmare to have in terms of his contract and production. The aging former All-Star Joakim Noah. I don't want to get into the excuse of a basketball player he is, so it's time for my two bold predictions for the Knicks in 2019. First off, I like Hezonja's fit with New York, another solid move by Scott Perry bringing him in. I predict he breaks out to average at least 13 points a game, anywhere from that to 16. In terms of the Knicks as an overall team, are they getting into the playoffs or not? The best case scenario for Kristaps' return is reportedly in mid-December. I think they can hold down the fort somewhat until then. Cleveland without Braun is probably the only team that'll lose their playoff spot from last year. The Knicks, I think, will be in contention for the spot, but I think another up-and-coming team in the East will grab it, and the Knicks will finish like a game out of the playoffs. The good news is they'll be in contention and show the 2019 free agent class that there's a ton of talent on the squad, just like the Lakers did last year. That opens the door for Jimmy Butler, a top two-way player in this league, who by joining New York may finally have the help he requires and be just the right fit for this Knicks team to elevate into contenders. The contracts of Noah, Hardaway, and Lee, though, will need to be shed for this to happen. I suggest they get rid of those three because it's been rumored that Kyrie wants to team up with Butler. As much as I like Nnitilikina, having Kyrie is something I'm sure Knicks fans would be raving about. As currently constructed, though, the Knicks definitely seem to be headed in the right direction. They scored 28 straight points against my Raps last season, something very rare. and they flashed the potential of this squad to me when they did that. Kevin Knox fits perfectly as they got rid of Beasley, and the Knicks' wing position can just be dedicated to getting the rookie the experience he needs in year one. I'm sure it's felt like a century for Knicks fans since y'all last won a championship, if you were even alive in 1970. I was born 28 years after that, but with a core that's seeming like it'll make its way towards respectability this upcoming season, the second title for this franchise may be something Knicks fans can see coming at this time next year. Today's question is, what is your bold prediction for the Knicks next season? Maybe it's not that bold, that's fine, but I picked my favorite answer for next vid shoutout. Subscribe if you're new for Hoops Talk all summer long, obviously all season long. Thanks a ton for the support on this channel lately. You guys mean the world to me. I'll see everyone next video.